What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Man, I'm getting good at getting that timing down for the countdown. That intro music, 10 for 10. I don't know how you can listen to that and not post the dancing emoji or anything like that. I mean, every single time it gets me fired up to fly South America. Here we are, guys. We're in the Latin America tour again. We started off in Central America. Now we are down in Quito, Ecuador. We're operating Avianca Ecuador, which is not represented here by the tail number, which is just a livery thing, and maybe the flag here is a little bit incorrect. But I figured we'd bring in this nice livery here. This is something a little bit different. We've flown the plane Avianca before. This one's a little bit different, a little Encanto Disney. I got a little girl, she likes to watch Disney stuff anyway, so we got that livery ready to go. The rain is coming down here, a little bit of a sun shower, as people from Florida like to call it. But yes, indeed, I know you are all excited to see the Throttletek Flightbox, getting a ton of positive feedback on that. Thank you guys for watching the video, hitting the like button, commenting, subscribing. I know we're going to have a lot of questions on the Throttletek, so I'm going to try to answer as much of those as I can. This is a relatively short leg. I was planning on doing 2 flights, but I think we're only going to do 1. My wife and kids are coming back in from vacation today anyway, so I got the times mixed up. So we'll see what we can do. But this is going to be a really fun flight. Nevertheless, here we are, Aeropuerto de Quito. Probably destroyed that, but we're gonna fly down to SECU, and I don't remember what the pronunciation is, but it is a very, very interesting runway. It's a higher elevation than Quito here, and I think the runway is actually even shorter, so it should be a lot of fun. I think it's set up right now. We're gonna do the RNP arrival, and once we see the runway, we're just gonna turn it all off. We're gonna hand fly this sucker down. You're gonna see the throttle in full action. So a couple of shout outs to members in chat. What's going on, Fubar? Good to see you. Chris Duper, Juan Andres Sapina, good to see you. Sir Jeff L, Throttle Cam, oh it's coming, oh it's coming. Magnus Samsquist, good to see you. Ginar Hoffman, always a pleasure, welcome aboard. Runar, good to see you. Callie Simmer is in the house. Scott, always a pleasure, welcome on board, man. Blue Bear, Pete S, Anthony Teal, Brian Baffle, and Chuck Blake DE, and Mr. Martini. That's who I got right now. Christy's also in the house. Christy is going to be flying down. I believe he's that Avianca over there in the Star Alliance livery. He's going to be headed down with us as well. So we have a couple airplanes headed down to CQ. But I am ready to get this show on the road. Are you guys ready? Are you guys? We're flying, when are we flying in EU? Oh, not for a while, man. This is all about the South America tour right now. We got to finish up the South America tour. We're headed down to Lima, then we're probably going to cut across, go up through Brazil, come Argentina, all that, come up the northeast side and over the islands, and then back into probably South Florida. But here we go. Is the biggest price increase coming from the trim wheels? Chris, bringing in the good questions already. I would imagine so, Chris. You know, the trim wheels, and of course getting the additional switches, and it's a little bit larger of a box as well, so materials of course are going to go up. But we're going to talk all about the throttle here very soon. Let's go ahead and show you what we got here. So I'm going to bring up the tiller cam. This is a temporary solution so far for my throttle box right now. So I'm trying to get I don't want you guys just staring at my hand the whole time. So I'm trying to get the angle right where you can look at the box and you can see the thrust lever manipulation, and you can see everything else that I'm doing down there. The only problem that I have is this is actually sitting below my desk. So I've got a desk like, I can't even see it, like right here. So I have an L-shaped desk. So I need to get a new desk and a permanent mounting solution. But I figured this will do good for temporary right now until I can get a new desk in here and get a proper mounting solution. I might change the camera angle, maybe something from kind of like the back right corner or something. But yes, indeed, the Throttletek Flightbox V3 is fired up and ready to go. I cannot wait to use it on stream for you guys. It is. I've done several flights with it now. I actually did some stuff in the TOLIS with it, doing some V1 cuts. And it's a game changer to be able to just the muscle memory comes right back to me. I mean, it's the real deal. So plenty more to talk about. Do I have a fan blowing on, or is your mic? And that wind is coming from the sim, GNR. That's FS Realistic. So we are rocking FS Realistic, the updated version today, and I have a custom profile that I'm working on. So I'm going to put live cam back on, and I can hear that wind. Let me see. It's a little bit loud. I don't think it's blowing that hard, so I'm going to turn the wind down to like 20. at the aircraft on a windy day, open a door and get out of the aircraft to hear it. So yeah, it is FS Realistic. So I've got the version 2 of FS Realistic online, and I'm trying to customize a profile for you for the Airbus, because the Airbus, I think the profiles that come with it are very dramatic. I'm trying to make a realistic one, and I continue to tweak it, and update it to the cloud. So if you guys have FS Realistic, you can pick that up as well. So let's go ahead and get the airplane fired up first. First and foremost, let's get to flying. Let's get the airplane booted up. We are completely cold and dark. 26.5, 25.6 is what we're looking for. Those can come on, 1 and 2. We got the old school gyros today spinning up. Gotta love it. I would think about getting one, but it's way too limited. I can't really have one throttle for GA, one for fighter jets, and one for general airlines, and one for the Airbus. Well, Chris, you could fly twin air. I mean, you could fly any twin. You could fly any airliner with it. I mean, hell, you could fly the 310 with it. But I get what you're saying. If you want to have something specific, so for me, I've got a fighter setup. I have a helicopter setup. I have the Honeycomb Bravo for pretty much everything that's not the Airbus. And then, of course, the Throttletek for the Airbus, since that's my main jam. So, but yeah, I get where you're coming from. We're going to power up, let the screens come on here. Where does it ship from? I believe it came, I have to look at the box. I think it was South America. I know it's from South America. Hey, Aaron Hastings, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream, dude. Good to see you. Hey, Ron. Guatemala? It might be Guatemala, Christian. Yeah, I'd have to look at my records. But once we get airplane fired up, we can definitely, we'll have much more to talk about and look at it here. So we're going to go cruise supply on, ground control on, CVR test. El Salvador, that's what it is. It is. Thank you, Jeff. Welcome to the stream, Jeff. It is El Salvador. That is where it ships from. That is correct. All right, that's aligned. We're going to go strobe to auto, arm. That is an auto. Everything looks good here. Fire test. There we go. That was interesting. So I didn't get the alert there because the FWC hadn't fired up. And then once it did, you heard the clicks, and then we got the fire bell warning. That's pretty cool. All right, everything looks good there. I was a little bit early on that fire test. That's why that was a delay. All right, everything looks good on the overhead. IRS align. Why do we have a status message here? What's going on with that? Oh, that's normal because we're on the line. These flight directors should be off. That's one thing I wish we could fix in the cold and dark state. I'm going to set these to in HG. Is the overhead panel or real Airbus next swarm? You know what, man? An overhead panel would be nice. I'm not going to lie. It would be absolutely epic to have an overhead. The problem is from what I've gathered, you pretty much need another PC to run the overhead, and then the mounting is a problem. What I would absolutely love, is this box right here. Give me this one here. Like window heat, APU, and the lights right here. This is what we need modeled. All you wonderful modelers out there, Jeff L., I know you do some modeling as well. You've got the FCU set up. This is the panel that we need next, because the light manipulation is probably the most annoying and frustrating thing to do when you're flying or you're streaming and you're taxiing and I'm trying to come up here and reach the lights. It's so frustrating. So yes, a whole overhead would be awesome, but if we could just have this entire panel right here, that would be perfect. Blase Green, welcome to Commercial Pilot. Thank you so much for joining the channel. Exclamation point welcome if Nightbot ever decides to show up. Have your new perks here on the channel. Very, very thankful that you are becoming a supporter of the channel, man. Thank you so much for that. I'll have to wait until my TCA wears out or I accidentally throw or drop it on the floor. RC Flyer, yeah, I accidentally fell down the stairs maybe, right? Exactly. All right, let's get to work here. Too busy looking at things. It's a short flight though, so we're gonna have a nice, we'll have a nice flight and cruise. It's short. We'll take our time here at the gate, and we'll go. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Roberto Soriano, I hope I'm saying that correctly, is in the house. He is Throttletek. So Roberto, this is the first live stream we've got going here on the channel with the Throttletek. I got a temporary mounting solution right now. I'm trying to clean it up and clean up the background. But this is what we've got going on. I cannot wait to show this to the viewers live, and I can't thank you enough, sir, for sponsoring the channel here. And it's going to be a lot of fun. That is absolutely absolutely awesome. And so if you guys have questions, he might be able to answer them. He also has an email. You could check out the Throttletek website. It's in the description below for all your information for Throttletek throttles. But all right, let's go ahead and continue firing up the airplane, or we're going to just sit here all day. So FMGC, I didn't do a database update. That's my bad. I need to go ahead and do that. But let's go ahead and pull our ATSU. Let's get this aligned here. AOC, flight init, pull this in here. Fly-by-wire for the win. What's going on, man? Ascended Yoga. Indeed, man. Did you like that? That was my official response. If it's in the green, just send it. All right, we are going from SEQM to SECU. And, oh, did I not? I didn't pull it. That's weird. Interesting. Okay. Let me just do it manually. We'll do it manually here. Confirm the alignment. We're going to part 3-6, right, Christy? So we're going to part 3-6 out of here. And our flight plan is going to take us on the Rebec 3 departure. 3 Bravo, which I don't have because this is an old, outdated one. Whoops. And then this is what we're going to do. We're going to join the arrival for the RNP 06, the RNAV, off of approach via Cockpit, insert. And if I look at the plan mode, basically Rebec to Cockpit, we'll just lock that in. So we're going to clear that disco. That's a correct disco. We're just going to clear it out. Insert that, 182 miles. Beautiful. Our top altitude is 310. Let me come back to the net. I didn't quite finish this. 310. We are, so this is something that I was not aware of. So even though it says Avianca, this is Avianca, Ecuador. So the call sign is Galapagos. That's what I've been told. I may be wrong in chat. Maybe some of you can help me out. But I'm pretty sure that's what I was told. Galapagos would be the Ecuador, not even subsidiary, but the Ecuador version of Avianca. We're going to do cost index of 15. It's a pretty short flight going out there. Our flight plan is done. Our secondary, let's initialize that in case we have to pop it back around. We're going to do a quick and dirty return here to Quito, SEQM to SEQM, secondary. We're going to come back for the ILS X-ray 36, secondary perf. I don't remember what the, oh, it is a barrel ref too, isn't it? So we got to hit the B key. We're at 7,800 feet, so let's call it, to be safe, 800 on the barrel, or no, it would be 8,000 on the barrel. That's right, we're up high. Winds, we're going to zero them out. Temperature off the ECAM is 18, and the QNH, we just looked at it, 3024. And you know what we also need to do is we also need to start boarding. So secondary rad nav, we'll hold the diff strip right there. FLS time, Chris. You know what? Let me see. We might be able to do that, Chris Levin. I didn't even think about that. Oop, wrong chart. Didn't mean to pull that up. I didn't even think about that, Chris. Let me start the boarding process first. 33 minutes. We've only taken 91 people. Oh, geez, it's going to take. We're going to be out of here in no time. So we can actually we'll hold the boarding. This is good. I don't want to be taking a lot of people up there anyway because it's pretty high density altitude. And let me do sim settings, airline modified. I'm gonna activate FLS on this, Chris. We're gonna try. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. Double G says second time catching a live stream, so I want to be a pilot when I get out of school. I got 3 years. What would you recommend so I can be a real Airbus pilot like you? Double G, man, stay in school, get good grades. When you get out, go to a flight school that has a program that takes you all the way up through training. So they guarantee flight instructor and they guarantee an interview, like a United Aviate program or something. That's what I would do if I had to start over. All right. Nothing in the rad nav yet. I'll probably come back to that. Let's do a GPS position. Oops, spelled it wrong. SEQM. Perf data, we're going to leave that. We're going to definitely be doing a packs off, no flex. So let's go ahead and start boarding now. It's only going to take about 15 minutes. We're waiting on 11,000 pounds of gas. So they're going to start the boarding process. FLS is an FMS localizer, or like an FMS landing system. So basically, oh, look at that JetBlue coming in here. Does JetBlue fly down here? So it basically, it allows you to fly a area-based navigation approach like an ILS. Now, I don't know if Avianca does them or not, but we'll have to. I haven't even tried it in the Fenix yet, but we're gonna dabble with it. We're gonna see what happens when we fly down there. In fact, while we're waiting on gas, let's look at the approach, because I already kind of looked at it. So when I go to Mariscal, am I saying that right? Mariscal. We're on the RNP runway 06 from Cockpit. So this, now, you know, this, we're not going to be doing an FLS on this, I don't think. Let's see, RNAV, RMP, I'm looking at the requirements here. A radius to fix required, uncompensated, we had that. There's definitely some instructions we're going to have to look. RMP 0.2, no, we don't, this will not be an FLS approach. Curious if I go to perf approach phase, it's got us in the RNAV 06. All right, so we may not be able to do it on this one, Chris, but you do pique an interest. I have to start looking at that in the Fenix. That's one thing we haven't even checked out yet. All right, we got 11,000 pounds of fuel on board. It is balanced 3980 on both sides. Let's go ahead and get our fuel pumps on. Seatbelt sign can come on now. We'll enter that 11.0 in the fuel on board box. JetBlue's parking next to us. Blase Green, yeah, thank you. I love the livery too, man. A little bit different. Can you do equitime point during the stream? Justin, I will try my best. This is a short flight, but basically the equitime point is the time that is, well, it's a spot in your flight plan where the time is equal to either continue to your destination or return to your departure airport. Now, you can modify that. You can modify the equitime point by changing the airports you want to see the middle point between. But in a nutshell, that is what it is. To rephrase, does it take a lot of time to get to work in FS 2020? You're talking about binding the thrust levers? No, all the bindings are there. You just have to know which ones to bind. I guess the ones that require the most time are the engine start levers. You have to bind, I believe it's 3 separate bindings for each start lever. So you have like three bindings for engine 1 start, 3 bindings for engine 2 start, and you might have 1 or 2 bindings for the crank. I may be wrong on that, but once you get that bound, all the bindings are there. It works fine. You'll see it live here when we start up the engines, but they all work. It's in Microsoft, and it happens just fine. Rudder trim is bound. Everything else binds very simply. And then as far as what's very important, though, what I will say, since we have a minute here, when you get your throttles, you want to make sure you do a proper calibration in the controls config for your detent. So you can see we have just a tiny bit of noise right there, but yeah, they're right in the detent. So, and make sure you do a calibration on that for the sim, and then once you do that, you should be good to go. All right, fuel is done. Let's go back over here. Let's pull this message. I believe it's our prelim load sheet. Am I looking forward to the Fokker? Absolutely, absolutely. This is the prelim. We'll accept that. Return. And our altimeters are set. Yes, they are. We don't have any ATC. Let's set 310 up top. 310 is set. Just need to buy an old and real 320 that comes with a USB cord and I can plug it into your PC. Jeff, I wish it worked that way, huh? Just buy an old 320, USB, plug and play. No, that's what I really like about the Throttletek is there's no software to download. You just plug it in and good to go. It comes with that printer style USB, so it's got the little bit of a square on the end of it. You need to have your own cable. The cable does not come with it, so just a printer USB cable. And you plug it in, computer identifies it, calibrate it in Windows, calibrate it in Microsoft, and you're good to go. Am I looking forward to the Bluebird 7.5 for Microsoft? It's going to be free. We'll see, man. We'll see. I'm not that interested in lightly simulated airplanes all that much. I like the in-depth simulated aircraft. So we'll see. We'll just see how much it's modeled. Not saying I won't fly it, but. Seems awfully quiet in here, doesn't it? Let me see if I can turn up the... Is it USB Type B, Jeff? Man, look at those views, though. So the sun... Look, this is why I love this sim. What's our time? We've got 19:20, so we're still looking good. So when we loaded in, look at that. That rain shower was over the field. It was raining and gray when we loaded in. As we're sitting here boarding passengers, it has moved off to the field. The sun is coming out. It's turning into a beautiful day here in Ecuador. I absolutely love this sim. Not a lawyer, have I tried the 310R? Yes, I have, and I absolutely love it. It's my favorite twin to fly. There's a little bit of a tweak that I have posted, or Phantom 320 is posted in the Discord, because I personally think it was the flight model was way off. I don't know what pilots they used on it, or referenced on it, but it was like flying an extra 300 as far as sensitivity. But just if you change a few values, it's one of my favorite 310s to fly. I've actually been flying it. I've been flying all my old freight routes kind of in the members-only stream channel in the Discord lately. And I think we have, I don't know, close to 10 hours or so on the airplane. I'm working on a custom livery, but I absolutely love the 310R. If you're looking for a nice GA twin, I highly recommend it from Milbiz. I forgot to load passengers? No. They're loading. They're loading. We've got our fuel on board. Everything is done. Our off block is 45, so we could leave at 35. So we could start the APU 10 prior to 35, which would be 25. So we got about 2 more minutes until we can start the APU. Let's go ahead and do a departure brief here. This is a good time to do a departure brief. So let's do a departure brief off of Quito. We'll talk about that. As a matter of fact, we could probably brief the arrival since it's a very short flight. Stay ahead of the airplane, right? So first and foremost, here we are. We're in Quito. We're going to taxi out. We're going to push off. I think we're over at gate 11. I think we're on 11 or 12, somewhere over there. So we'll push straight back. We'll make a right turn, Juliet Alpha, and then that's going to take us down to runway 36 for departure. So if I look at the ground charts, I started the wrong one. Let's start this one. This is the one we want. So yeah, we'll just we'll push straight back. We'll do a right turn, Juliet, all the way, or maybe, yeah, Juliet all the way down, or Alpha all the way down, Juliet Alpha all the way down to 36. Plenty of runway, 13,445 feet for departure. But remember, we're also sitting at almost 8,000 feet field elevation, so that is pretty significant. That's why the runways are this long. We're going to be really light, which is good. I was actually hoping SimBrief would give us a light load because going into our destination, it's pretty challenging. So, on the departure procedure itself, that's our taxi brief, and we'll start both engines, and we'll taxi out both engines. That's fine. We'll get a nice warm-up time on it. So we'll do a 2-engine taxi down, and here we go. I started streaming. People start calling. Rebec 3 Bravo RNAV departure. For us, very simple. Straight out, 10,500. We're going to start a left turn all the way out to EVPEG to Rebec at or above flight level 250. That shouldn't be a problem. From there, we're actually going to pick up the approach from the VIA off of RNP 06. all the way out at Cope D. Cope D's at 18,000 feet. We can double check that when we get up there. Matter of fact, let's just double check it now. Let's look at Cope D. It is at or above 18,000 feet. That's in the box. Then we're going to be on the RNAV Kugpa. We've got an RF segment here. I mean, this is a very interesting approach, and there's some more stuff that we have to do here about tune-in VORs and all that. So we'll look at that in cruise, but that's kind of our departure. We've kind of looked at the arrival as well because it is a short flight, only 180 miles. Consider your guys, consider yourself briefed. Let's look at our perf takeoff data. I'm going to just do a prelim sync here, sync the live weather. We're going to do optimum flap configuration. We're going to force Toga with packs off. And I just want to see what kind of information it'll give us. Oh, that's the wrong runway. Shoot. I need to change that. We need to go 3.6 and wet because it did rain. So let's take the worst case scenario. We're going to do wet runway surface off 3.6. Hit the like button so we can get moving. Exactly. We need 100 likes to push. All right. So with an optimum flap config, we get a flap 2, 112, 130, 130 Toga with packs. That should be plenty of fine. I don't think packs off would change it. Packs off. Let's see. 112, 130, 130. Let's do, I don't think, yeah, we'll do it. We'll do packs off. So we're going to Toga, packs off, flaps 2 is what we're expecting for 3.6. Right now we'll just go back to our weight and balance page and wait for the boarding to complete. We have 91 of 74 on board. It is 25. It's 10 prior to push. Let's go ahead and get the APU fired up. We'll disconnect the ground power, and then we're going to get out of here. Folescraft, kind of scrolling back in the chat there, says, hello V1, after watching all your Microsoft 2020 videos, I have uninstalled and retired P3D. Nice to have quality planes now for 2020. Folescraft 1, welcome to the future, my friend. I know it's always sad, or it's always hard to make that decision to uninstall a sim that you love, but moving into the future, you're going to absolutely love it, man. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Welcome aboard the stream. Am I still flying in real life? Yeah, absolutely. I just got back the other day. Matter of fact, I'm leaving, not tomorrow, I'm leaving on Friday. Team Vodka, 71 of 94, thank you.
Damn, but Telecam callout is gone. It's now Throttle Cam. That looks so nice.
Brian Baffle, bank angle check right back at you, sir. Thank you for the $10 donation. I appreciate that. Indeed, we still have Telecam. We still have Telecam. We have our side stick, and we also have the official Throttletek throttle cam. It's got a good ring to it. We're rocking now on the channel. So yeah, you're going to be seeing this. I am going to work on the view in the background. I've got some. I just have basically some black styrofoam up right now to cover some of the cables, so it doesn't look all that bad. Because I know you guys would be absolutely losing it if you saw the background with all my cable management. But it'll work for now. 122.8 for Unicom. We'll set that in the COM 1. There's a center online. I don't think we need to talk to him, but we'll put it on there anyway. 128.5. Avianca livery used to work for those guys when it was Taka. Whoa, Roberto. So, I don't know if you heard me earlier, but I was informed that, like, so I guess, obviously this livery doesn't represent it because the N number is off, but the Ecuador version of Avianca is a different call sign, right? It's Galapagos, is that correct? So I didn't know that each, well, not subsidiary, but each different branch of Avianca had a different call sign. I just thought it was Avianca. Manuel joined V-Spirit yesterday, flying my second leg. Excellent, man. Face cam at 30K subs. I don't know, man. I don't need any more cameras. Avianca Ecuador is different. Okay. flew the A320 for 15 years. Well, see, there you go, guys. The Throttletek throttle is being designed by someone who was on the Airbus for 15 years. Pretty sure he knows what he's doing. Is cause of the countries. Okay. Very cool. Thank you for the information, Roberto. Appreciate it, man. All right.
Galapagos, sorry, you got to push?
Yeah, we'll push here in a minute. All right, we're boarded up. That's good.
Aye.
We can go ahead and disconnect that, turn the APU bleed on, and let's go ahead and get to work here. Chocks and cones are cool to pull. Ground power, they'll close the cargo doors. Doors is shut. Let's go ahead and get the jetway out of here, connect the tug. I think that's going to like spaz out. Everything is ready down here. We need our final, so let's go init B. It's go time. Our weight and balance final numbers, 115.9. Really? 115.9 and 30.0. Nice. 115.9 and 30.0 on the trim is set. Jasek, what's going on, man? It has been a long time. Welcome back to the stream, man. Glad to have you on board, my friend. Welcome. All right, per speeds are set here, ready to go. Let's run our takeoff data. Actually, we'll do that during push. Let's go ahead and get the beacon on and do before start. Windows stored in slides. They are closed. Oh, come on. There you are. Close and arm. Beacon on. Thrust levers. Idle. Parking brake is off. Transponder for VATSIM is just going to go on TAR. Before start checklist is complete. And Quito traffic, Galapagos 357, pushing straight back off 11. Straight back, clear to push, here we go. We're off block at 32, beautiful. I think we're supposed to be off at 35, oh well. Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador are call sign Taka. Okay. Very cool. It's a small world, Roberto. When I did my initial type rating on the Airbus, I was in Miami, and the first instructor I had was like a 15 or 20 year retired Avianca guy. It's pretty cool. It's just a small world. Here I am flying an Avianca livery on stream, and you flew for Avianca for 15 years. Maybe I should be. Maybe it's a sign. Maybe I should apply. Move. All right, that's far enough back. We'll go ahead and stop. All right, Captain, pushback's complete. Set brakes. Brakes are set. Clear disconnect. Show me the pin out front. Thanks for the smooth push. We're starting number 1. All right, are you guys ready? You know what? We can even do this. Well, I don't know which one you want to do it from. You want to do it from the window cam? But we can go ahead and here. Starting 1. Chaos. Time for the whisper jet. My God, I know. I feel like we're starting up a BAE 146. So quiet. I feel like it's even quieter now. We're gonna do a 2-engine start. It looks like we've got a final data here. We'll go ahead and yeah, that is the final load sheet. We'll accept that. 150. We had 91 plus 2. We're within 2. We're good. We don't need an amendment. We'll put this on the flight plan page, and number 1 is available. And before I start 2, let me just go ahead and run my speeds here real quick. Forgot to do that. Sync the final load sheet and calculate.
Eco traffic, Avianca 8373 on a left base for
112, 24, and 28. Flaps 2. 112, 124, 128, flaps 2, Toga, this is PAX on. Alright, let's go ahead and start engine 2. Oh, I love that. I love that.
Quito traffic, Aero Gold 298, taxiing, runway
Jeff
365.
says, so great having the hardware developer who was an A320 guy on the stream. Further motivation to make the purchase. Thank you both. Jeff, couldn't said it better myself, my friend. This, if you guys watched the video, and I hope you did, it's in the, I made a video yesterday talking about this Throttletek Flightbox V1, and I talked about a couple of different, I talked about all the features, but I talked specifically about the parking brake. And I gotta say, I don't know what it is about the parking brake, Roberto, but I'm absolutely in love with being able to set and release brakes properly with the Quadrant. It is just, it's awesome. Absolutely awesome. All right, there goes Christy taxiing out a nice Avianca livery. That looks pretty cool. I like that old one too. So in real life, though, at least where I work, the FO does the engine start. So I'd be just sitting here twiddling my thumbs pretty much. There we go. We'll arm the speed brakes, and let's go ahead and extend. We're doing a flaps 2 takeoff. Reset the rudder trim is good, and we're gonna leave the APU bleed on. So we're going to keep the PAX on with the APU bleed on for this departure. All right, that is good. And our trim was basically 0, so we don't even need to set it, right? 0.0. Oh, down 0.2. So we'll set it down 0.2. Basically, we're just going to do a little bit of. Oh, so cool. And I don't know if you guys saw that. So here, I'll do it again here, just so you can kind of see. I'm going to come back, but it functions just like a push button, which is awesome for binding purposes. It's if you have the Honeycomb Bravo has that wheel that spins around. This feels so much better. I mean, the feel of this though is just awesome. So our trim is set. Everything else is good. Are you guys ready? After start checklist is complete, I think. Taxi light on. And here, let's go. Brakes released. It's go time. Flicks, I am a captain. I guess we could have made a right turn. Roberto says, flew in Gulf Air Middle East, only captain taxi and starts the engines. Interesting, Roberto. Interesting. Yeah, see, I'm sure that's just, it's very much an SOP thing depending on the airline. Here in the US, I'm pretty sure almost all the airlines here in the U.S. do the same thing. Wow, it's a busy day here in Quito. We got somebody landing, got somebody over there. I'm pretty sure in the U.S. it's very, very common that captain only taxi, and pretty much everywhere that I think of, it's FO does the start. Even on Boeing. The only time it was a little bit different is on the 80. Obviously, you had to have 4 hands to start that airplane up. Steve Van, why do I feel ghetto with my Bravo? Oh, man. Quito traffic, Galapagos 357. We're going to taxi at 36 via Alpha. We'll give way to that 73 clearing the runway. All right, so we're going to give way to him, and then we're going to take Alpha down.
Quito traffic, Avianca A320 on a 10 nautical mile final for runway 26.
In Taka, pilot flying taxis and start engine whether it's FO or captain. Interesting, Roberto. Yeah, I think, you know, isn't that's like an Airbus thing, right? Because I think Airbus, they base their books off of pilot flying versus pilot not flying. So it doesn't matter if you're an FO or a captain. It's just whether it's your leg to fly or not. Funny thing is, they changed our book here not too long ago to represent that, and then all the captains were upset that they were like, well, I don't want to change my flows. So then they just changed it back to the captain is always pilot flying on the ground. Even if it's the FO's leg to fly on the ground, the captain is considered the PF. Did I turn my taxi light off? No, we're good. All right, so we're looking good. Let's do a, well, we can't do a flight control check because we don't have the proper rudder disconnect. So we'll do that at the end of the runway. Is the rudder problem before and nose wheel touchdown? Leonidas, I have not, I don't believe so. I haven't seen any updates or anything like that. God, that's loud when we go outside. I'm sorry, guys. Let me see if I can turn down the sim just a tad here. Roberto says, V1, I will love to invite you to El Salvador to our full Cockpit 320 sim. Oh my gosh, that would be absolutely amazing, Roberto.
A 5 nautical mile final.
Absolutely amazing, man. I might take you up on that. I need to go on a vacation anyway. How long do you think Microsoft flight model is going to take to get as good as X-Plane? Oh, we need a little bit of juice here to get up this hill. That's an interesting question. I know Microsoft is working on that CFD, which is like the, what is it, the fluid dynamics or something like that. I think that's supposed to come in Sim Update 10. So I don't know if that will make it as good or better as X-Plane, but I think it will definitely be an improvement. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Felipe, yes, I am a current captain. Speaking of currency, I am going to be using this Throttletek to do some more V1 cuts because I'm going to be doing my 6-month check here in the sim next month. I think it's like on the 15th or something. I got to go back. Team Vodka, yeah, you can come with me, man. That'd be great. Ah, Roberto's working with Monster Tech to make a mount. That would be awesome. Yeah, so right now I've got my Throttletek sitting on basically a side table, and I've put some pads around it so it won't slide, I think. But it's like I said, it's a temporary solution right now because I need to get a different desk. Do I think X-Plane will be better than Microsoft? Only time will tell, man. Only time will tell. Can you hear hydraulic PTO on all Airbus planes, such as the 330? I'm sure you can hear it if it's running. It just different airplanes will probably activate at different configurations. Look, someone coming in there to land too. Man, it's a busy day here in Quito. This is awesome. Every 6 months, Clar, captains need to go in for either sim eval or line check, or not really a line check. That happens more frequently. But oh, look at this guy touching down. Oh, right behind the A pillar. I wanted to see him butter it. Oh, there he goes. Nice. That was an absolute butter, whoever landed that. That was an absolute butter. Guys, hit the like button for that guy who just buttered that landing. Probably going to be a hell of a lot better than mine in, where are we going? CQ? Charter flight to El Salvador. Ah, that's what I'm talking about, Scott. That would be fun. Alright, so company's lining up on 3-6. We'll pull up, hold short. We'll do all of our taxi checks, and then we will be departing after that. We're going to the same destination, so I'll give them a couple minutes on departure to get out in front of us.
Code ADC 73, clear for runway.
Might have to turn those people sounds down. I got the people from FS Realistic V2 on. A little bit loud. You really don't hear.
Quito traffic. Marigold 298 taking off runway 36, Quito.
Love that sound. I love that you can set the brake and then you hear the sound from the sim. Just so good. All right, there goes Christy. Watch his departure and then we'll do our checks. Oh, look at this view. Look at this view. Absolutely like button worthy. A little bit of a rain shaft in the departure. Such beautiful countryside out here, it really is. South America has some beautiful, beautiful views. I don't use any add-ons in Microsoft. Nope, the only add-ons I have are FS Realistic. That's it, pretty much. There he goes, nice rotation. All right, let's do our flight controls. Full up, Pull down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Auto brakes max. Takeoff config. Check. Get this out of here. That's on. That's on. Quito traffic. Galapagos 357. Gonna line up and wait 36. Quito. Alright, line up and wait. We'll turn those on. Extend those. Turn that on. Line up and wait 36. Here we go. I'm so used to my honeycomb not having the right amount of travel that I forget how much I actually have to move the thrust levers now. It's so awesome. It really changes the feeling of your sim. I mean, it really does. You really, really feel like... I feel like with flight sim and hardware, the more, like, what you put into your hardware setup, the more you get out of your sim. It changes the dynamic. Are the detents good on it? Oh yeah, there is no mistaking that you're in a detent, and you'll hear it here in a minute. We're gonna line up and wait. I see him on the TCAS out there. That was a pretty good lineup. All right, we're doing a PAX off takeoff. So we got the APU bleed on. So this is a full toga, no flex, flap 2. Are you guys ready? I am ready. How are we doing on the likes here? We're a little bit light on the likes. We got 449 watching, 178 likes. I need 250 likes, or else we're going back to the terminal. 250 likes, unless we're going back to the terminal. Yoga's in chat. This is the first Throttletek takeoff live on camera. We need 250 likes for departure. And in fact, I will actually do it from outside view because it sounds even that much better. Look at that view. Look at that view. Spool them up 50. $250 likes. Lights are coming on. Yoga's in chat. Oops, I was already on. Quito traffic, Galapagos 357 departing 36. Quito. Yoga. Oh. Click, click, click. All right, let's get back on the center line. Man, Toga, SRS runway, auto thrust is blue. Look how much slower it takes to accelerate, and we're light. Thrust set. 100 knots, check. P1. Rotate. Pulled one out of Captain Canada's playbook right there. Positive rate. Here up. Back on the thrust levers. I was going to put my hand down on the rudder trim, but then I didn't want you guys just staring at my hand. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the realism. So, like, I instinctively brought my hand back down here, but then I realized I don't want to do that on stream because I don't want you guys to just be staring at my hand the whole time. But it was just a muscle memory thing. That was pretty cool. Alright, we'll wait for the positive trend in airspeed here. I want to get some of these views, but we also got to comply with the restriction here. Look at that view. My goodness. Alright, I think we're just starting to get it. I know it wants us to accelerate. I'm going to walk it back slowly. Thrust, climb, climb. Auto thrust. Lower that nose a little bit. There's F speed. Man, let's watch some of these views. So I'm going to go autopilot 1. We can't miss this. We don't come to Quito very often. Flaps 1. My word. Oh. That is an epic departure. Absolutely epic. There's S speed. Flap 0, after takeoff checklist. I just can't quit over those views. Wow, Crow. Look at that, though. How awesome is that? How awesome is that? We're probably still close to 2,500 RA, huh? We're out of 10,000 already. Let's go ahead and kill the lights. We'll go ahead and shut off the APU. And we'll give them a forward call. We'll turn down the sims a little bit because it's pretty loud. We're accelerating at about 290 knots in the climb out. I should have had terrain mode on the whole time. That's bad on me. Headed out to Rebec in the climb. Say goodbye to Quito, Ecuador, folks. Yeah, the shadow of the airplane down there, I was wondering if anybody saw it. It was like right down there earlier. Christian, I know, I didn't realize how... I mean, I'm so glad the clouds cleared up. I mean, that's the type of environment. I mean, we launched the stream in the rain, cloudy. By the time we depart, it's sunny and just beautiful. You don't get that kind of environment in just any sim. Look at that. We're about ready. This is GoPro view, as XP72 likes to call it. Packs are on, Russell. Yeah, so for the packs off takeoff, there's two methods, remember. You do APU bleed on, or you can actually shut the packs off. So we did the APU bleed on method, and you get the same performance. Time lapse of GoPro views are phenomenal. Yeah, I'd like seeing those too. Those GoPro views. And we're out of here, guys. Just like that. What a stunning departure. I've never taken off at Quito before in the sim. Yep, Andre, exactly. So the Airbus, the APU, when the bleed is on, it will take priority. So it will still run environmentals for the cabin, and you get maximum performance from your engines. So it's actually the preferred method of doing the packs off if you're allowed to run the APU. So I know depending on the country you're in, sometimes they have APU limitations. And again, you know, it could be an SOP thing where they don't want you running the APU. They just want it for engine start and they want you turning the packs off. So I'm not saying that's the absolute only way to do it, but that's the way we do it. That's the way I've been trained to do it. I'm sure that will change throughout my career. But yeah, it's easier on the passengers, definitely. How long do you keep your hand on the rudder trim, Captain? I wouldn't mind. Let me think about it. So pilot gear up, like down here, and then it's, I'd say probably shortly after rotation, you know, about 1,000 feet, probably acceleration altitude, because the thing is you want to have your hands on the thrust levers below, depending on your SOP again, below 3,000 feet, 2,500 feet. So depending on how your SOP works, but you still want to be shadowing the controls, right? So yeah, the biggest part is between V1 and rotate, because V1, your hand comes off. If you pop an engine, obviously fly the airplane first, get the airplane straight, positive rate, gear up, and as you rotate, that airplane you're going to have a lot of rudder in there to keep it. And actually, when you trim for an engine out in real life, it takes about 10 to 12 seconds of holding it over. That's how much trim you actually use. Now, the funny thing is that the airplane is actually smart enough that if you just engage the autopilot, it will auto trim for you. But remember, I mean, I don't want to pop an engine and turn the autopilot on. You need to, the way we train is get the airplane flying, get the trajectory where you want it to be, keep it in limits, trim it out, and then hand the autopilot a trimmed airplane. And that is something that I was taught very young when I was flying some citation jets around, was that always hand the airplane, or the autopilot a trimmed aircraft, because if you hand the airplane an untrimmed airplane, depending on the way the systems are modeled and the way that specific aircraft is, you could end up in some interesting scenarios when you go to disengage the autopilot. So I know the Embraer 170 was also this way. So you always wanted to hand the airplane a trimmed aircraft. You don't just want to give it an airplane that's out of trim. So that's something that has always stuck with me too. Like I always trim the airplane out before handing it to the autopilot. Now in the Airbus, in a normal scenario, you're not touching the trim hardly ever. So I mean, depending on the airplane, if it's bent, sometimes after takeoff, I might add a little bit of trim left or right, just to center up the side slip if it's bent out. But typically, you're not really going to be messing with that. I'll turn off these floodlights here a little bit. We don't need all these floodlights on. Let's go ahead and get our visor down. We're 24, climbing 31. We need to be above Rebec, or above 25 at Rebec, so we're looking good. Short flight, so let's enjoy the views while we can. We're just gonna, should we just leave the throttle cam up the whole time? This looks so dang good right there. David Isaac said, I also got an acceptance from United Aviate. Need to schedule a medical. David, that's very exciting, man. Congratulations. Congratulations on the United Aviate program. I know a couple people that are going through it right now. I also have a lot of friends that fly at United, so congratulations, man. Wouldn't it be preferable if you had selected speed selected for 250 knots would be for a better climb rate of the train? Yes, you could get that, but remember the airplane is, you have to think about economy and everything else too. So you're going to be cost index of climb out speed. Once you hit acceleration altitude, unless otherwise charted, you're going to climb out at your cost index climb out speed. Now there are some scenarios where there will be terrain limiting, and they're going to say maintain V2 or maintain 250 knots until whatever. But just willy-nilly, no. But I will use that technique, Robin, for turbulence. That would be the most common. So let's say we're climbing out at a cost index of kind of like we're doing today, 300 knots or close to it, right? And we enter some turbulence. What I'll do, and especially if it's turbulence associated with maybe some clouds or some overhang from a thunderstorm, and I know it's only going to last a few thousand feet, what I'll do is I'll go selected speed, scroll the speed back, increase the climb rate, because that's going to limit my time there in the air that's turbulent. So that once you get above that little cloud or whatever, that turbulent air, then I can re-push for managed speed, let the airplane accelerate again. So that's something that's a technique that is used as well. But yeah, just for terrain, willy-nilly, probably not. Shaq Oatmeal, what is going on, sir? Welcome to the stream, dude. I saw you flying the Honda Jet. The other day, man. Nicely done. I've been looking at that airplane. I just don't know if it's for me. It's a lot of glass in there. Romulus, what is up, man? 33 months support, dude. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for your continued support, Romulus. It says, when do you start work from home these days? Dude, hey, if I could get paid the same to sit at home and fly a flight sim, I would do it. I tell you what. I don't know. I do love traveling and flying the airplane too, but it is next level having a piece of equipment like this in your sim. It will definitely change the way you fly the Airbus. There is no doubt about it. Jeff L, definitely consider Cusco. Short hop 30 minutes from Lima. Field elevation 11,000. Jeff L, throw that one in the Discord for me, just in the flight sim section, because I think that's been recommended a couple times, and I keep forgetting. I don't know these airports off the top of my hand, so I have a tendency to forget. All right, we're leveling 31,000 feet. Short flight. Let's go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign off. Let them roam. We are headed out that way. ETP is 40 minutes away, or 40 miles away. That looks good. It already says to enter destination data. Let's go ahead and just get some weather. Andre Henry, thank you for the $5 super chat, man. He says, my financial advisor banned me from watching your setup video to stop me from going bankrupt, so I fired him. Andre Henry, dude. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. You know what? It's like I was saying when we take off, man. What you put into your sim in the peripheral department, you're going to get that out of it. As long as you're making the correct choices. You know, and you're getting good products for your money, and I definitely think that the Throttletek is in that category. And you know, the mini box, I mean, I don't know if you all watched the review, but the mini box is almost half the price of the Flightbox V3. It's $650 US, and you get the same size thrust levers, you get the backlighting, you get the engine start switches, the flaps, and the speed brake. I mean, and so it's called the mini box, but there is nothing mini about the mini box either. And in fact, I posted in the Discord, one of my members, he also has the mini box. He posted his own review, so you can take it from someone else, not just me, see what he said about it, Team Vodka, and you can read it for yourself. So, you know, what you put into your peripheral, definitely you're going to get that out of your sim. It's going to make you feel that much more immersed, and that level of satisfaction at the end of the day, at the end of a flight, another spam call, is totally different. Christy, 25 months, dude. I got my last badges. You sound good, Galapagos. You should fly it more. We were debating how you say Galapagos. Christy was trying to say it's Galapagos. And I'm like, no, pretty sure it's Galapagos. And then someone said it's Galapagos. I don't know. I say Galapagos. Christy, welcome to the official V1 status bar with your membership commercial pilot, dude. You've reached the V1 status. Thank you for your continued support, man. Thank you for being a mod. Thank you for your continued support. And I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you being a mod, and I enjoy flying with you guys. I fly with a lot of the members there in chat in the members-only section of the Discord, doing some GA flying. It's been a wonderful experience over the last couple of years, building relationships with all you guys. Which channel for route to... Jeff, I don't have one specifically. Just throw it in that Microsoft, just throw it in the 2020 channel, and I'll look at it. Because I'm pretty sure that airport has been recommended before, and I forgot about it. So just throw it in there and I'll see it. There you go. Team Vodka's in the chat. Yeah, so he's got the mini box, and he's got a picture of it on the Discord as well. So don't let the name mini box fool you. It is definitely not mini. And here's the thing. If you want a size comparison, this will be kind of hard to do. I did this on that review video. I don't think you're going to be able to see it. But like, this is the TC, well, no, I'm not going to be able to fit it under my desk. This is the TCA box. That was a terrible idea. I can't fit it under there because my desk is out of whack. But if you watch that review video that I did, you'll see the absolute size difference from the TCA Quadrant. This is a piece of equipment that you're going to want to mount, or maybe not even mount, but you're going to want to put it on some type of dedicated stand for itself. I mean, because you're basically giving yourself a throttle quadrant. I mean, look at that. Let's zoom into the throttle quadrant right here. Boom. Just awesome. And there you go. Roberto says his website has all the prices posted. So check it out. The link is in the description. Throttletek. And they don't just make Airbus thrust levers, guys. They make all kinds of stuff too. So definitely check them out. Let's get back to work here real quick. Let's see, the winds are 050 at 3, perfect. We're landing 6, broken at 4, broken at 9, 17, and 1024. So 1024 is set in the standby. Temperature 17, 050 at 3. So we need to start setting this up here. 050 at 3 knots. Temperature 17, 1024. And we need to look at our approach. Jeremy says, are you going to sell the equipment that you're no longer using? If so, you should autograph it. Jeremy, I might actually do some giveaways here. The reason I haven't just yet is I've got Starlink set up at the house now. So I've got Starlink at my home, and I'm going to be doing some stress testing on it to see what type of streaming capabilities. At the very least, I'm going to have some sim stuff at my house so I can do videos or whatnot there. So I'm going to need multiples of like you know, from like my side stick and stuff. But yeah, I will probably be giving away my TCA stuff. All right, 8900 is the Barrow. That is set. Perf data, next 7-3, that's fine. We've got a slow descent. All right, very cool. Here comes TOD. Let's just set Kugpa at 11,000. 11 is set, and we're going to get pretty close to being behind. We already passed TOD, so 11 is set. Here we go. Thrust idle, descent. Airplane's going to dive down after that vertical deviation donut. We're going to float everybody in the back. Yeah, that was all right. There, it dove down. That wasn't that aggressive. All right. So we have final lap armed. So this actually is set up for an FLS. Okay, so we're going to... So whoever said we should try FLS, this is going to be training for me as well, because I haven't even looked at the charts. I haven't even refreshed it. We are getting FLS approaches on our equipment in real life. I'm going to be doing a lot of the FLS stuff like I mentioned in a few weeks next, and like on the 15th. So I haven't actually done much of this. I've done 1 or 2 FLS approaches in the sim last December, but we're going to see what happens here. Because this is an RNP though, I don't know. I don't think I'm supposed to have the FLS on, because this is just a standard RF down. But we'll see. We're going to leave it. It'll be an experiment nevertheless. All right, that is set. Our perf data is set. Our barrels are set 8,900. Let's run a perf data. Let's do runway 06. We'll do good. Apply the METAR. Our landing weight is 123.8. 1, 2, 3, 8. Enter. Let's see what it does. Low brake, obviously full reversed, full flap, auto thrust on, manual landing. What am I missing? Why didn't it calculate? Interesting. Not getting any landing data. Am I missing something? Alright, well, we'll just hopefully stop. Yeah, I selected runway 6. What if I select 24? Nope. 06. Maybe it's not in the database. I entered the wind manual 050 at 7 knots. We'll try it again. 05. Oh, there we go. Well, now it's at 70 knots. Hold up. Okay, here we go. Medium brakes. Medium brakes, max reverse. Manual landing. There we go. Landing distance available, 62. Landing distance remaining, 4,700. 0.15. 5,400 feet required. This is a no float landing. So we're going to do auto brakes medium. I might click them off. Auto brakes medium, full reverse, full flaps. We don't need our LS. We do need our LS push buttons because we're going to try this FLS out. I don't think this is going to work out very good with this approach though, because this specific one, we come around the RF leg. You see, so we're supposed to do this. I mean, we'll see. Chris Levin, we're going to find out, man. We're going to find out what happens here. This is an experiment for myself as well. I know from what I recall last time I did an FLS, the airplane is very finicky on when you turn that final segment. But we'll see. We'll find out. McShiggity pilot, exactly. No floaties, man. Welcome to the stream, McShiggity. Welcome on board, man. Gustavo, welcome to the stream, my friend. Welcome on board, man. Where did I get my side stick? The side stick is from FSprojects.eu. Link is in the description. Look at those clouds, though, guys. Should we go outside for a minute? We didn't do any outside view. We didn't even get to admire this livery. Let's admire the livery for, like, 1 or 2 minutes here since we're on the descent already. As a matter of fact, we could it's like, well, we need a song, but we could just listen to the countdown music again. Song never gets old, Jeremy. Gotta enjoy at least some livery juice here. Gustavo, I got you, man. Welcome. How is the Spanish coming along in my South America tour? Javier, needs improvement, man. No hablo español. What extremity dead zone to use on the joystick? I don't use an extremity one on the joystick. I just use 14% curves. Flying into the clouds, shading. Much love, Captain. Love the music. Dave Kenny, me too, man. That's from Jeremy Harvey. Shout out Jeremy Harvey in chat, man. Just absolutely fantastic job. You're already at final approach. Oh, man, we got to pay attention here. All right. 3021 is set. We need to pick up the descent right here. Let's go push down on the speed brakes. Let's get them out. Bring the sim up. We tried. We don't have enough time. Told you it was going to be a short flight. All right, speed brakes out. We are trying to catch back up to we're 16.8. We're looking good. I like that there's a little soft detent there in the speed brake too. And it pops up. The way it pops back up in your hand is awesome. Just like the real thing. All right, CU424 is the final. That's the initial. I think that's the initial, Christy. Let me see. Take a look at it here. Final approach point is UGSOD. UGSOD is starting that RF segment to 411. RF, that just means radius to fix. That's an arced segment or a curved segment. Now, there's supposed to be a bunch of stuff we're supposed to do here. For uncompensated, procedure not authorized, unselect QVOR from Copti to Vuitton. Unselect QVOR. I wonder why that is. So they want you to deselect the nav aid? Why? I mean, we're getting it just fine. We're getting the information. Select this. We could deselect the glide slope. Oh, you know what? It has something to do with that, I think. Gosh. David, put that album on Spotify. So, Jeremy, yes, Jeremy, I did see your email, man. I'm sorry I haven't got back to you yet. I'm going to get back to you. Jeremy is actually going to bundle up all of the music, and he's going to have them for you on his website. So if you guys want that music yourself, you're absolutely going to have a chance at it from Jeremy Harvey Music. And Jeremy, I will get back to you on that, man. I'm sorry, man. It's been a crazy couple days here. I'm going to slow down manually here. I feel like I'm catching that Avianca in front of us. I'm going to select 190 on the speed. I'm going to manually activate and confirm the approach phase, which we already flew through it, so we're already activated. That's good. I'm going to slow down to 210 knots. Hey, Avianca, that's on the RNP-06. What's your speed?
I'm on the downwind, and I'm doing 160 right now.
Roger. Okay, so we got to slow way up. Speed brakes are basically as full as we can go, which is half speed brake. Ooh, we need flight recorder up. Man, you take 30 seconds to listen to a song, and then we get completely behind the airplane. We might have to do a gear down here, which I hate doing at this altitude and this speed, but that might be the only way to slow us down. That's the only way to slow us down. We're below 250 knots. Gear's coming down. And recording is on. But this is the only. We're not gonna get configured in time. We're eating that guy up too. There's VFE next -1 flaps 1, or VFE next -10 flaps 1. The biggest speed brakes you have on your Airbus are your landing gear. If you gotta use them, you gotta use them. Oh, we can actually keep coming down to UGSOD 10-3.
Cuenca traffic, Aerogol 298, turning final for runway 06, Cuenca.
VFE next -10 flaps 2. We're gonna slow all the way to final. Approach mode. Lights. Flaps full. Or flaps 3, excuse me. Alright, so glide slope blue, F loc. And let's go flaps full. Speed brake is armed. Alright, we're slowing up. We finally caught it. Now, yeah, we were two things. We were going to be unstable for him, but we're also going to be too close. So 8830. I'm going to set 8800.
Terrain ahead. Pull
Alright,
up.
terrain check. I see you.
Terrain ahead. Pull up.
I mean, I see you.
Terrain ahead. Pull up.
Must be a database error or something. Should be in the database. Alright, this is probably going to be a go-around because we are fully configured. We are on the RF around, glide slope blue, loc blue, or F glide slope, F loc. We didn't even get to enjoy the views. That's alright, we might have to do this approach again. Double rainbow, though. 10 for 10 on the double rainbow. My goodness. He has to back taxi, too?
1,000.
I don't know why he slowed down so much. Vertical speed 800. Yeah, see, I don't think this is a true... I don't know if you'd be using this on that. So vertical speed. We ain't gonna catch that. That's the one thing that is a bug. These fonts should be bigger. There we go. F glide slope, we caught it. So F loc star, F glide slope. Since we're probably gonna have to go mist, if we gotta go mist, it's out to 1600. We gotta set mist approach altitude. We can see the views on the replay here. Mist approach altitude is set. I want to see how the Fenix handles this here.
100 above.
Runway's in sight. Autopilot's coming off.
Minimum
Flight director's off.
500.
Trying to do too many things at once here.
Aerogol 298 going around.
Ooh, Aerogol's going around. Alright. I need the bird, but we're too late. I see the glide slope, which is giving me 3 reds on the Pappies, but I'm pretty sure the glide... Yeah, look at that glide slope just run away. A little bit of rain. This is an unstable approach. I don't know why we're showing 4 reds.
$100.
Sync rate.
Check.
40, 30, 20. Retard.
Don't float her out now. Come on.
5.
Full reverse. Let's go. $70 knots. Idle reverse. Manual braking. Whew. That was a spicy meatball. That was... Roberto's probably like, this guy's a real pilot? That was pretty ugly, folks. But I think it's going to look cool on the replay. Let's do ahead and do our back taxi. So that was interesting. We were high on the glide slope, but our Pappies had 4 reds. So this is a free scenery. This is a free scenery add-on, and I think that there's something that's not aligned. But we literally went from chilling and listening to Jeremy Harvey's countdown music to, oh my gosh, we're at the final approach fix. We're landing at an airport that's at 8,300 feet. And I don't even know what the landing rate was. I didn't even have my bird on. 100% real life, we would have gone around probably for that. That sync rate on final, we only got one of them, so I guess we're okay technically, but not ideal by any means. I gotta tell you though, it was being able to go full reverse, and then you guys see me walk them up to that idle reverse. Absolutely love having that D10 and just being able to pop these levers. It functions just like the real Airbus, and when you push them forward out of the detents, it actually pops the reverse down for you. Awesome stuff. So we're gonna just stay. We'll go ahead and we'll disarm the speed brakes. We'll do a little reconfigure here. Oh, I'm not gonna reconfigure for replay, so we're gonna leave flaps full for the replay mode. We'll leave our lights on. Galapagos 357, we're back taxiing to the ramp. We'll be clear here before you come back around.
Yeah, we got about 5 more minutes to go, maybe. Thanks.
Looks like the rain's picked up and visibility has dropped, so good luck.
Thanks, okay.
I mean, just like that, though, now it's raining and cloudy. My goodness. Alright, so we're leaving flaps full for the replay, and I'm also leaving my lights on for the replay, so don't get mad at me for that. Let's go ahead and bring it around. I'm not sure where we would park this. I'll tell you what, though, getting out of here is going to be fun. That'll be on the next stream, maybe tomorrow. Depending if we hit 400 likes or not. If we hit 400 likes, we might stream tomorrow. If not, maybe be the next day. But let's see. Alright, we'll go here. This looks good. Oh, I'm pretty sure I just ran over somebody. That was awful. But I went past the line, so... Oh, we even had a marshaller and I screwed it up. I know you want me to go left. Hold on. I blame the marshaller. He only has one wand. Brake set. Oh my gosh, I love that. My God, setting that parking brake is awesome. All right, we are down. He's got about 5 minutes for his approach. So maybe if we disconnect and run our replay, we'll be able to see him if we reconnect. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect from VATSIM, put you guys into a replay cam. And let's see, the flaps everything is down. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into replay mode. Christy, yeah, you might have to fly to minimums. All right, so I feel bad for you guys there. I was supposed to be showing you guys some R&P stuff, and we just got sidetracked for 2 minutes, and that was enough for us to get behind the airplane. So let's take this minute to be an example of what not to do. And we're going to take my flight that we just did, this landing that we just did, an example of what not to do and what happens when you get behind the aircraft. So never, under any circumstance, should you be flying an airplane that is in a position that you have not been there mentally at least 30 seconds before, a minute before, depending on how fast the airplane is. So we got behind the 8-ball. We had to do a technique to slow down rapidly. The 320 with the autopilot on only gets half speed brakes, right? So what are my options? I can turn the autopilot off and I can get full speed brakes, or I can lower the landing gear. In the scenario that we were in, we were so high on the path and we were so fast, we were eating up the traffic in front of us. I felt that the landing gear extension was going to be the best method to slow down quickly. We were within limits, below 250 knots. We're only at like 10,000 feet, so we're totally fine. So we lowered the gear early, got the airplane to slow down. As the airplane was slowing down, then we had to scramble to configure the aircraft. We got it configured, flaps full, everything was down. We were configured in time. If the airplane in front of us did not go around, we definitely would have had to go around because we got distracted, we lost our spacing. That's something that when you get on VATSIM, and you know, there's been a lot of talk about since Microsoft, there's a lot of people flying on networks now that aren't paying attention, they're not comfortable with their airplane. You want to be monitoring that traffic in front of you, especially going into a heavily populated airport or an airport that's got a lot of traffic. Make sure you're not eating that guy up in front of you with your approach speed. I should have been slowing down. When we started the music, I should have already been slowing to like 200 knots. As far as the approach is concerned, I had conflicting information. This was another error. So I had PAPIs that showed me 4 reds. I had a glide slope that was showing me high. I was not properly prepared for the FLS or the F glide slope. So in that case, I should have executed a go around. Did not. Flight sim. We continued the approach. Came down over the threshold. We were pretty much okay on speed. There was some winds that started to swirl. I think it was this rain that picked up in here. We had a little bit of a float. It wasn't too bad, but because we were light, we had only 90 people on the airplane, less than, I don't know, 8,000 pounds of fuel. We were pretty light. We were able to get her down and stopped in time. But let that be an example to you of what can happen if you are not paying attention and the airplane gets away from you. You know, look at the terrain we're flying in. We're doing a circling approach into a bowl here with terrain on all sides. You know, it's fun in games here in Microsoft, but in real life, you have real lives at stake. So that definitely would have been a go around and an unstable approach. But now that we've debriefed, let's see how we touch down here. Jeff says, I'm purchasing both the 7.3NG and the Airbus V3 from Roberto today. Jeff, that is awesome, man. Make sure to keep me posted on your on the Discord when you get your throttles. That is awesome stuff, man. Glad to hear it. You're gonna love it. You know, that NG throttle is pretty interesting too. They have all kinds of throttles on the Throttletek website. Make sure you check them out. I cannot thank Roberto enough for getting me set up here with a Flightbox of V3. I absolutely love it. You guys saw me being able to set the parking brake. It's so fun. I don't know why. But here's our landing. Let's take a look at it here. Power to idle. Oh. I'm going to set my reversers on my thrust lever so we get full reverse, medium brakes. I like this profile. All the shaking you see is coming from FS Realistic. That was pretty good. All right, let's go ahead and pause the replay. Let's watch our touchdown now. Let's see how our touchdown actually looked. So yeah, this conflicting information threw me off. I should have probably should have went around right there. I was late on the power. You hear that? Hold on, I'm gonna rewind it. I'm gonna rewind it. This is why I floated. This is why this airplane floated. Listen to, because the auto thrust was still on. I should have disengaged it, but the auto thrust was still on and I was slowing down the VAP. It started increasing thrust, but I actually needed to bring the thrust levers to idle at that point. That's why you got to be in tune with your airplane. I was definitely a little bit behind. Listen to the thrust up here. Right there. Hear that? I was late. I was about a second too late. A little bit of float. We walked her down. We saved it. We got lucky. Good centerline control. Overall, it turned out to be a pretty decent landing. But I tell you what, we got lucky on that. All right, I'm going to get the music playing. I'm going to give you guys 1 or 2 more replays here. We're going to wind it back. Let you enjoy that. If Christie's on final by the time these finish, I might switch over back to that and see what he's doing. But guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's flight. I hope to see you again here very soon on a future live stream. I'm really thinking I'm going to try to stream tomorrow. We'll be back with the Throttletek. We'll be departing out of here, headed down to Lima, Peru. Gotta have to find a good livery with that one. I don't know if there's any Peruvian options, but either way, we're going to be back with the Throttletek Flightbox. Roberto, shout out to you again. Thank you, sir. All my mods and sponsors, thank you for hanging out with me on the channel today. Thank you for your continued support. All the new subscribers, thank you. All the donations and super chats, thank you as well. You guys are very, very much appreciated here at the channel, and I cannot wait to talk to you guys next time. So until then, stay safe, stay healthy. I'm V1. See ya!